So we're going to do grilled portobello mushroom burgers with a lemon herb mayonnaise. Sounds kind of gourmet, but super duper easy. So first of all, I'm going to start with the portobello mushrooms. And you could also do baby bellas and put, which are mini portobello mushrooms, and do a couple of those on each sandwich. So, but we're going to do the big guys here. And when you open up the package, you're going to notice that they're a little dirty, and you've got a little work to do to get them ready before the marinade. First of all, they've got some stems on the bottom, and you want to remove those stems because they can be a little woody, and they just don't taste that great. So I like to just kind of take the stems off, either with your fingers. Sometimes you can use a knife to get in there, and just pull them off. And then I also like, now it depends, these aren't real big ones. Sometimes you'll get the really huge portobello mushrooms, and you want to kind of get rid of a little bit around the mushrooms there. In this case, you wouldn't have to, but I just like to just use a spoon, especially if you've got the real big ones. Again, that's just not the best part of the mushroom. So we're just dealing really with more of the caps. Now they're also a little dirty, so the best way to clean mushrooms is, instead of taking running water and rinsing these under the water, mushrooms are so full of moisture anyway, and water, a lot of liquid, that way if you run them under running water, they're just going to absorb even more liquid on you. So what I like to do is take a paper towel and just kind of, you know, get it a little bit damp, and then gently rub the mushrooms and just remove any of that dirt. And this is the way I clean mushrooms. I'm heating up my grill pan, and it's getting a little too hot on me, I can tell, so I'm just going to move it over for a minute, and I'm going to get to work on the marinade. Okay, so the marinade for this recipe is really quick, simple, and easy. I've just basically got some olive oil, a few tablespoons of olive oil, a little bit of salt and pepper, some dried Italian seasoning, and this is just something I always have on hand in my pantry. It's just basically a dried oregano and basil, marjoram, a little parsley. So if you don't have specific dried Italian seasoning, just take a little bit of those seasonings I mentioned and throw them in here. And then a little bit of balsamic vinegar. And then some fresh garlic. And that's our marinade. Now this is something that if you can let the mushrooms sit in the marinade for a couple of hours, it's just really going to give them great flavor, or all day. So you could throw this marinade together in the morning before you head out for work and get those mushrooms kind of marinated in the fridge all day long, and then you can come home and grill them when you get home from work or doing your thing, and they're really going to have some nice flavor that way. Kind of like, just, you know, like marinating a steak or chicken. If it sits in that marinade for a few hours or up to, 8 hours, just going to really absorb some great flavor. Okay. So that's that. It's that easy. Garlic, olive oil, balsamic vinegar, salt and pepper, and some herbs. All right, now I'm going to get my mushrooms into a dish or into a Ziploc baggie. You never want to marinate in a metal container. The acid from the vinegar could react with that, and that's not a good thing. So basically, I like to marinate in Ziploc bags or in glass bowls, something like that. Cover it and get in the fridge. And let it just kind of hang out, and turn those mushrooms every once in a while. If you can. I mean, if you're leaving the house all day, then that's not an option for you. But just to get that marinade kind of in there, I guess, is what we're looking for. Okay, now come back with me, and I'm going to show you the mushrooms that we've had marinating since early this morning. And they really do just absorb some of that great flavor. And now you can fire up the outdoor grill, just depends on the weather, or we've got a grill pan here that we absolutely love that we picked up at Cook's Corner, and we use it all the time. Just if you don't feel like going outside to grill, this works out great. But even if you just have a nice, nice big skillet, that's going to work great. So I'm going to start my mushroom caps on the grill. And then I've got a little bit of this extra balsamic that we can use to kind of brush the mushrooms with as they're cooking. It's not like it's a chicken marinade or a steak marinade. It's just veggies. We're just all about veggies today, so this marinade is fine. We can use it to kind of baste as we're going. Went to the bakery at Festival and got some really gorgeous ciabatta rolls that we're going to serve these on. That's really going to work nicely with these mushrooms. And I'm just going to brush a little bit of olive oil onto these, and we're going to toast them up a little bit. Portobello mushrooms are really, like I say, beefy, so they're a great substitute if you're trying to eat a little less red meat. Give them a try, seriously. Even Bob's a big mushroom guy, and I know he'd love these burgers. So I'm just going to toast these up on our grill pan or on our outdoor grill, or you could do them in the oven. And remind me to keep an eye on these. You know me, and toasting any kind of buns or nuts. Yes, I get busy talking, and those look good and smell good. We can do a little bit more of the glaze, and we'll keep an eye on these. These just take a few minutes per side. We just want them to kind of soften a little bit. Oh, it smells amazing. Okay, now I'm going to get to work on a special little sauce. Sandwiches are back big time. It's one of the foods that's really on trend. Great, really great sandwiches. In fact, some of the fancier chefs, top chefs in the country, are actually doing opening sandwich restaurants, and they're putting together some killer knock your socks off sandwiches. We're not talking about the ordinary PB&J, which I do happen to love. We're talking about sandwiches that have lots of different flavors and levels going on. So one of the keys to a really good sandwich is a really great bun, which we have some wonderful ciabatta buns, a really great fillings to the sandwich, and a really nice spread. So you go to the restaurants and you see these fancy spreads like sun-dried tomato mayonnaise or pesto mayonnaise or fancy mayonnaises. You know what? You can do them at home, no sweat. Super easy to do. Let me just check on my little buns here. Thank you, Ann. I think they're doing good. Just looking for them to heat up a little bit, and these mushrooms are almost done. I'm going to turn those down a little bit. Do a little more of the sauce there. Okay, so I'm going to do a lemon herb mayo. It just doesn't get easier than this, folks. Started out with real mayonnaise, not the salad dressing stuff. That stuff tends to be a lot sweeter. So I'm using the real mayo here. I'm going to do some fresh lemon juice. And some herbs. And all of a sudden you've got, seriously, a gourmet kind of spread that you already have all the ingredients in your house anyway. It just, again, takes it to the next level. So fresh lemon juice, mayonnaise. I'm going to flip these over and put a little cheese on these mushrooms. Because I don't think I've ever met a sandwich that didn't like some cheese. What about you, Ann? I'm using provolone cheese, but it's up to you what you want to use. Mozzarella would be great. If you wanted a little kick, you could do like a pepper jack. My buns are starting to toast up a little bit, looking really great. Just going to kind of keep them nice and warm over here. Okay, mayonnaise. Let's get back to the mayonnaise. I'm going to do a little bit of parsley. And then I'm going to do a little bit of just whatever herbs you have around. I love rosemary. Rosemary can be very, very strong though. So a little will go a long way. So I just kind of take the ends of it like that and give it a rough chop. You could do some oregano in here. Just up to you what kind of herbs you want to put in here. All right. Start putting this whole sandwich together now. I've got our ciabatta bun. Turned out perfectly. I'm going to put some lemon herb mayonnaise on the sandwiches. And don't skimp on the spread. That's another key thing. Now we're going to lay down. Thanks, man. A little bit of baby spinach or spring mix lettuce. Just depends what you have. But some nice greens. I've got some roasted red peppers that we just got from a jar. Just something a little different to make this sandwich a little bit special and unique. Love, love, love them. And again, we're all about veggies today, so these are just something that are so easy and they just really add so much flavor. So you can just kind of put those on here. Our mushrooms are ready. That cheese is melty. Ooh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. This is a killer sandwich. So there you go. My portobello mushroom burgers, recipes on our website. You can also pick it up at any area Festival Foods, and they are delicious.